Hello there, Taurus. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are going to take a look at the next month. So this is your mid-January reading. It is good from now until mid-February. We'll take a look first at the overall energy with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details about any obstacles on your path or areas of resistance, and of course, advice from Spirit. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, let's see what is on the horizon for you. Breaking trail. A breakthrough is at hand. A nightingale spirit. Love is all around. Okay, and this is the number 41, and 4 plus 1 equals 5. 5 is all about change. Understanding that there's something going on in your life and you want change in it, whether it's in your work, right? He's toiling there. Whether it's in your work, in a relationship, in your life in general. It's the energy where something's got to give. And one of the things is that if you look at this card, he's working really hard. And I feel like, Taurus, you've been working super hard. I'm not sure. I think Virgo had this last week. So there's an energy where you're putting all your time, your energy, your resources into something, okay? Whether that's your career, a project, it could be something around your home. It could be a relationship. But one of the things that you're missing is the love. So it's kind of like, what is in the movie Jerry Maguire, okay, the character that Cuba Gooding plays says at one point, "Show me the money," okay, and I feel like that's kind of what you're here. You're showing me show me the money, show me the fruits of my labor. Show me, show me that I'm on the right path. Give me some type of sign. There's a little bit of that energy. And the thing is that you're losing track of your why. You're losing a little bit of your track of why you started this, or what you're passionate about, what your purpose is, why you started a certain project or something. And we get to that point because we put so much of ourselves into something. And then all of a sudden we get to a certain point, where you're working really hard on something, but you're not getting anything out of it. It would be like if you started a YouTube channel and you put out 100 videos and you only have 3 subscribers, right? It would be like, okay, show me the subscribers, show me the money, show me that my time and energy going into this is worth it. And I feel like what you're doing is you're losing, well, why did you start that YouTube channel? What was your passion? What was it that you were trying to do? So you're focusing. It's not that you're not putting time and energy into something, Taurus. I think you're actually overworking yourself, okay? But you're putting this time and energy into it, but you've lost the heart connection in it, right? Once again, whether that is something, a project, a job, or a relationship. And we get to that point sometimes because we are overgiving to something. We want something to work out so much that we just keep thinking, if I give more, if I just give more, if I just give more, it'll finally work. But sometimes, this is a little bit about allowing. This is interesting. Wow, I never thought about it this way. So they're showing me this, I think it's a gramophone or old-fashioned record player of some sort. That you see how like the music is coming out of the horn part there. So you have just been sending out all of this time, this energy, your love, or your resources, whatever. You just keep sending it out. But sometimes you have to stop playing so much, right? Playing the music, right? Putting so much out, and allow things to come back into you, come back into the horn, if you will, right? So you're putting out, but it's like, just take a breath, right? And allow the universe to come back, to allow some love, some financials, abundance, some joy, some fulfillment, whatever you're looking for in this situation, allow it to come back. Yeah. Now, I think for some of you, this could be a relationship. It could, because I'm not saying it doesn't have to be, but there is this energy of really wanting that heart to heart connection. So it could be a relationship, it could be romantic, it could be family, it could be friend, it could even be a client or your audience, okay, or something like that. You're wanting you're wanting this energy to come back to you. But once again, it's kind of like you're putting it out, and if you don't get like instant feedback, right? It's kind of like, oh, well, they don't like it, And it's almost like you're putting up walls because you're not getting the feedback that you want right away. So it would be kind of like, let's go back to YouTube. You put out a video, right? And you put out this video, and then all of a sudden, you're looking at your analytics, and the video's been out for 10 minutes and you haven't had any views, right? And then you're just sitting there and you're staring at the analytics, and then you finally get a view and you're just kind of like, well, why am I only getting one? It's kind of like you almost like are focusing on how many views that you're getting. But if you step back into your energy of love, I love what I do. I love my videos, even if nobody else does, right? I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there with love. Then what happens is that you have this breakthrough, right? And because you're getting back into your why, you're getting back into the love of what you're doing. Yes, because we have the Queen of Pentacles and you have the World card here, but it's taking a long time. Oh my goodness. But then you have the 10 of Cups, so it's all worth it. It's all going to be worth it. This breakthrough is coming. But it is about releasing perhaps maybe the energy of thinking that it's not, if it's not coming back instantaneously, right? That it's not as good as what you thought it would be. I'll give you an example. My son, and he's a Virgo, he's not a Taurus, but he launched an app the other day. And it is so interesting talking to him because he has launched apps and websites in the past, right? But this was the new one, and it was just kind of like he's learned after putting out apps and not getting instant response, but then having them, 3 months down the line really take off. He's a lot more relaxed about it, and he's staying, not that he doesn't get in his head sometimes, right? Like we all do, but he's staying in that place of love, of why he started the app, how it might help people, and giving it time to return back before you say, before he says, oh, well, that's it, I'm not working on it anymore, I'm not putting any more money into ads or whatever it is, right? Yeah, because you have a win-win outcome is forecast. Understanding you're going to have what it is, this equal give and take in this situation, but it is a little bit about allowing yourself to sit back and give the other person or give the situation a little time to return back to you. So let's take a look at what your present energy is. Yeah, you have you and your loved ones are safe. Ascended Masters and the Strength card. Amazing, because this is an 8-year, 2024, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8, which is the Strength card, right? But let's talk about this Strength card. You see the lion there? The lion isn't roaring and just putting out and insisting that people feed the lion or do whatever the lion wants, right? The girl is there. That's the divine feminine part of ourselves, right? That's the loving part. This is very much the divine masculine. I'm going to just keep working hard at this, and then I'll have the breakthrough, right? This is the energy of, well, I'm going to go towards this, or the energy that I put into it is going to be softer, have more grace, have more love, compassion, cuddling. The little girl is cuddling the lion. This is not fierce energy, forced energy. This is that inner strength that we all have within us that knows I'm going to allow my energy to go out, but I'm also going to allow energy to come back to me. It's a softer approach. It's a little bit of a softer approach. So if this is a relationship, right? This is saying kind of like, okay, I'm not going to argue with this person. I'm going to state my case, but I'm also going to allow the other person to share their feelings, and they don't have to share them right away. The person you're dealing with may say, well, I need to go think about this for a little bit and see how I want to react to this, right? And allowing that to happen, just knowing that you are protected, you and your loved ones are protected, that your ascended masters are with you at this time, and just allowing the situation to kind of play out. Yeah. Because I feel as if something may be ending or something may have ended, but it's kind of like, okay, if something has ended or must end, I'm going to go forward with grace. I'm going to go forward with strength. I'm going to be able to rebuild because I've learned from something that has ended. Yeah, and I can go forward and build what it is that I want. You know, with the Eight of Pentacles there, right? It's kind of like, okay, I'm going to go build, but here's the thing. You want to do it out of love. This is very much kind of an energy of I'm just going to keep my keep my head down and plow through this until things work out my way, right? And your obstacle is that you think it's time to take action. You just keep thinking, I got to take more action. I've got to do more. Or you're expecting someone else to do something, right? It's about being grateful for the situation and how it may be playing out and not feeling like you have to control the situation, or if you're dealing with somebody that wants to control the situation, allowing yourself to not get triggered by that and allowing yourself to love yourself enough to say to them, right? I have to go think about this. I'll come back with a response. And you can even say, I'll come back. Yeah, you have the Hanged Man. I'm going to wait this out. I'm going to see. Yeah, devil. I'm not saying you're stubborn in this, Taurus, but there's an energy of stubbornness in this. You could be kind of like a crossroads with somebody, kind of, or either you or somebody else is kind of giving, an ultimatum type of energy. So let's see what we have here. Yes, you can have the balance. You can have the win-win outcome in this situation, but you have to allow things to happen as they need to and not feel like you have to win at any cost. It's kind of like, I'm going to win this no matter what, right? Whatever the situation is. Or if the person you're dealing with is like that, it's about recognizing that when we're in that energy of I've got to win this or this has to happen, right? That's coming fear-based. That's fear-based. That's not from our heart. That's from our ego telling us that we have to win. So if you're dealing with somebody like that, right? Say this scenario is flipped and you're dealing with somebody like that. Understanding they're doing that because they're fearful of something. They're fearful of losing you, or they're fearful of losing something that means a lot to them. When you can allow yourself to see the different perspective, because you have the Hanged Man, if you can see the different perspective of this situation, it will allow you to move forward in a much more kind of loving and compassionate way that brings you the win-win situation that you are wanting. So let's take a look at the advice. Yeah. Nothing is yet set in stone. I feel like you feel like, no, I'm going to be disappointed in this situation. But once again, nothing is set in stone. It's about trying to get into the energy of the little girl, right? It's getting into that love, that heart place of seeing, how can I bring more love to the situation? How can I have compassion for the other person? Or or understanding that their truth is the truth that they are holding true to, right? And your truth, your perspective of it is true for you. Understanding that if you can't compromise in this situation, then perhaps you truly can't have a win-win. There's either a sense of being willing to compromise or being willing to see somebody else's perspective. Having a conversation with somebody about that, on the other side. If the other person is being like really stubborn and you're kind of like, well, I'm being flexible, but they're not. It's kind of like almost like asking them, what are you fearful of? If you feel like you're stubborn, ask yourself, what are you fearful of? And kind of going down that path a little bit, allowing yourself to go into that energy of what you are truly fearful of, so that you can understand what it's kind of like understanding the heart space, right? The ego is lashing out in this situation. Either you or the other person. Somebody's ego is in play here. It's about helping them or helping yourself to get back into your heart space. Yeah, there's just this drama. I feel like there's a lot of drama. But see, the Page of Cups is about, okay, how do we get rid of the drama? Drama occurs, right? Or gossip, whatever, competition, whatever it is, it occurs when we're fearful of where we stand in the world, of what we could lose, right? It's seeing clearly. It's being analytical about the situation, because logic is necessary in whatever this is, but also your intuition. Combining the forces of those, of not just analyzing it and doing a pro-cons list, right? But it's also intuitively what in this situation is the most valuable part to you, and focusing on that. Okay, you or the other person, once again, may not win the whole thing, right? But what's the most important part out of all of this? That is where the breakthrough is. When you focus on what's important, it's not about winning. I don't think it's like, I want to win the whole thing, right? It's about, well, what I really want is this. So you could be, arguing with your boss about a raise or a promotion or something like that. And you're kind of like, yes, I get that, or I'm out. But then asking yourself, well, what is it you really want out of the situation? Maybe you just want your boss to acknowledge you and say you're doing a great job. Maybe you want better, more interesting projects to work on or something, so that you have a sense of fulfillment. There's something in your heart space or their heart space that is being missed at this time, because it's all about, well, how much money am I making, right? This is an energy of just looking at the facts. The other thing is we have to also look at the heart space. What is the heart space? Oh my goodness, look at this. And then you have the Emperor and the Empress. I feel like for some of you, this could be even a romantic relationship or a marriage, a partnership of some sort. Business partners, it could be that. But it's somebody that is your true counterpart. And the blessings, the win-win situation is available here. But you have to allow both of you to, I think you have to get to the part where you're really allowing yourselves to state, or at least become truthful with yourself about what your greatest fear is in this situation, what you're the most afraid of losing, right? And then focusing on that, instead of, it feels like there's like, here's what you're really afraid of losing, right? Here's a crystal, right? This is what you're really afraid of losing, but there's all this stuff that's been piled on, right? And it's kind of like, okay, all that other stuff really doesn't matter. What is the core issue here? What is it that you're really afraid of losing in this situation, or wanting out of this situation? And just focusing on that. and allowing the rest to go. So if it's like a romantic connection, this is kind of like, um, what you really and truly want out of the relationship. You want them to acknowledge, right? Um, Perhaps, how much they love you. And on top of all of that is that you're tired of their dirty socks laying around, or their toothbrush, being all caked with toothpaste, or something. All the nitpicking stuff is piled on top of that. But when it gets down to the bottom of it, you really love this person and they really love you. It's getting back to that, and taking away all of the other stuff that's just kind of been encased around it. Wow. I feel like it has something to do with a core value that you have, right? And a core value that the person you're dealing with has. I feel this could be a twin flame, because there's very much this energy of mirroring, like whatever you're feeling, the other person is feeling something very similar in the situation. So this may not resonate with all of you, but there's a message there for somebody at least. Okay, so, and Taurus, I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. So where am I called to use my voice right now? Yes, and I feel like it's about not talking about all of the stuff that's around the main thing. It's about using your voice to talk about this and not all of the stuff that's around it, right? We all get into relationships that, we start nitpicking the things that annoy us about the other person, but that is really and truly not the core of the relationship, of what you really love about the person. It's about understanding. Now, wait a minute. When I allow myself to take all of that away, down deep inside, I love this person. And I feel like they love you. Like, look, you're looking at each other. You're understanding. Wait a minute. We got sideways here. There's something that you got sideways about. You have a soul script that was written to be spoken. Your story matters, and it's time for you to share it with the world. Share your story with at least one person today. Be brave and speak your truth. Your voice will be the catalyst for healing in others. And I feel like it starts with this relationship. It starts with speaking the truth in this relationship. And as you speak the truth in this relationship, what happens is you heal, the other person heals, and then you're almost like sharing your healing energy with the world. Wow, beautiful. All right, Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your journey. I really do appreciate you. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.